Are you excited for the FIDE World Championship, which is just a few days away? It's going to be happening in Astana, Kazakhstan from April 7 to May 1, 2023. It's going to be exciting because this time it's going to be two equal powers, world number 2 and 3. Unlike the last few times where Magnus Carlsen was very dominant. It would have been fun if Magnus Carlsen was there to defend his title, but that's his decision. Coming to the match, the stats are pretty much lined up equally. They both have a good head-to-head score of 2 victories to Ding and 3 victories to Nepomniachtchi. And in rapid, Nepomniachtchi has the upper hand. Ding has a slight advantage on age, 2 years, sharper maybe. And Ding's peak rating was 2.8 and 1.6, and Nepomniachtchi has reached only 2.793. So while FIDE published this poster announcing the dates and the venue of the FIDE World Championship, Ding was number 2 in the world and Nepo was number 3 in the world. But that changed with the Tata Steel Masters. This is the live rating of the top 10 in the world. And here you can see Nepomniachtchi is now world number 2. Carlsen is in a league of his own. Nepomniachtchi number 2, Ding Liren number 3. He lost 23 rating points at the Tata Steel Masters, where he had some defeats from the other younger generation. A small change in the position of the two challengers. Let's have a look at both of their playing styles. Nepomniachtchi loves chaos. He also plays very quickly, which is like an intimidation tactic and has worked in a lot of games. But sometimes it backfires as well, where he has blundered. One move blunders have happened because of playing quickly. If you remember in the World Championship match between against Carlsen, he had just tilted after the big loss in game 6. Nepomniachtchi goes for complications. He loves chaos. He's a very exciting player to watch. He's very dramatic as well. He plays the Sicilian, the Grenfell against d4, and with e4 he plays the Ruy Lopez. Ding Liren has a style that resembles Tigran Petrosian, controlled aggression. He's very careful. He has an excellent sense of danger, which is why he loses very rarely. In a World Championship match, which can be like a +2 would be a good score to become the champion, this can be a very good trait. Nepo, on the one hand, is very dynamic and can tilt very easily, but Nepo's opponent Ding Liren has a very excellent sense of danger. Their playing styles are different, and Ding Liren plays 1 d4, sometimes the English 1 c4, and as black, he mostly plays a French defense. He's played 27 games recently total in the French defense. He almost never plays the e4 opening. So on paper, even though their styles are different, their ratings are very close, and that's what makes this match very exciting. The last time they met in classical chess was in the candidates tournament. That last time was a draw, but the game before that, someone dealt a painful blow to the other person. They both qualified for the World Championship by becoming the winner and the runner up of the candidates tournament, which happened in 2022. Magnus Carlsen had announced that he won't be defending his title, which is why first and second place advanced to the 2023 title match. Nepo had won the candidates. He scored 9.5 out of 14, just crushing through the field. And Ding Liren scored 8 out of 14. Hikaru Nakamura was very close. In the final round, in round 14, Hikaru Nakamura lost to Ding Liren, which actually cost Hikaru Nakamura a chance to become the world champion. Small margins. This was when Ding Liren and Nepomniachtchi played. This is a pic from that meeting. Let us see what happened in the second to last game that they faced against each other and the last game where there was a result. So before we have a look at this game, I must tell you it was a beautiful game. I won't tell you who won, but have a good look, enjoy the game because it is just beautiful how one person won in this game. Ding played c4, the English. Nepo replied e5, g3, fianchetto in the bishop, c6, knight f3, allowing e4. It's all theory, knight d4 and d5. Black gets the sender, but after takes, knight c2, knight f6 and knight c3. White gets his pieces out. Queen e5, bishop g2. So white has a target on the e5, e4 pawn. Even though black's pieces have come out and has pushed the white knight around, there is a clear target on the e4 pawn. Knight a6, castles, bishop e7, knight e3. Till now, it's all theory, and here Nepo played castles. The more popular move is h5 in that position. But okay, a3, a very simple plan. White wants to play b4, bishop b2. And once black queen is away, the e4 pawn will be a clear target. Rook e8, b4, knight g4. And here Ding played bishop b2, but queen came in, threatening mate. This was the first time in the candidates tournament, in that candidates tournament, where someone threatened mate. And surprisingly enough, it was Nepomniachtchi who went on to win the candidates. Here, Ding played pawn h4. The alternative was just knight takes, queen takes, or knight takes, bishop takes, and just taking the pawn. This was definitely an option. So there is compensation for the pawn because black's pieces are active. But in the game, black got the compensation without even giving up a pawn. In the game, what happened was h4, and now bishop f6, queen c2, knight takes, d takes, and bishop f5. Knight a4. Here, white could have gone for b5, a bit more active. Knight a4 takes and takes. Knight c7, knight c4, and rook e6. Black is threatening some attack on the king. Nepomniachtchi has smelt blood. He's gonna play g5. Once g5 comes, and if you allow pawn takes h4, it's all over. If you do not take and pawn takes up, g5 happens, and after queen takes a rook h6, it's all over. So it's a difficult position. Rook e6. Black's plan is very clear: just rook e8 and get the rook in, and then g5. Rook d1, knight d5. Rook d4, putting more pressure on the e4 pawn. Now Nepo could have gone for h5, g5 here. It was about time, but Nepo being a little bit careful, it's a first round. He plays h6, queen d2, rook e8, bringing everything in, king h2, bishop g4, pressure on e2, knight a5, going for counterplay. Now rook f6. Bishop takes e2 is possible, but after rook e1, bishop back, you will still get the b7 pawn. Nepo doesn't want to spend a tempo on taking that pawn. It's anyway doubled. Nepo plays rook f6, threatening f2. King g1 back, and now it is time. It's time to crash through the gates with g5. This is the problem for Ding. When he played h4, he has dealt a bad blow to himself. He should have just played knight takes knight. But yeah, he played h4 and now he suffers the consequence. Knight takes b7, but it's too slow. Takes, knight c5, and now h3. Very nice move. Everything wins, but what Nepo chooses is really brilliant, elegant. Rook takes e4, giving away the pawn. White gets it. But then just pawn takes bishop. And after rook takes king g7, Nepo correctly evaluated that queen h7 is a big threat, even worth giving up a rook for a bishop 4. Pawn f4, making space for the king. Queen h1, king f2, and just queen takes rook. King takes g2, and here comes Nepo's beautiful move, after which Ding resigned. Can you find out what he played? Nepo played bishop to h3. What a beautiful way to finish a game. Ding resigned because after king takes bishop, queen h1 comes. And if king moves, h5. And if king moves, queen h3. And it's all over. So Ding was dealt a painful blow in the first round of the candidates itself. Will that memory be fresh when they sit against each other in April in 2023 for the World Championship title? Who do you support and who do you think will win the World Championship? Please let me know in the comments.